boy, a dystopian novel. Don't see any of these days. Wait, no, what? No. It's starting. Emotional investment. Here's a summary of the selection by Kiera Cass. So we've got this caste system, dwindling in wealth with each number starting with the richest, 1, capital O. Then there's the selection, where 35 girls are chosen from different castes to compete for the heart of Prince Maxon and become his lawfully wedded bride. Enter America Singer, who only enters the selection because her mom promises that she can keep half of her income if she does it, thinking that she won't get picked anyhow and she'll live a long and happy, though relatively poor life with her secret boyfriend Aspen. Just goes to show that fictional characters should stop expecting things. Nah, Prim, you won't get picked. I'm probably just Hermes' son. There's going to be a wonderful world of freedom outside this maze, boys. Much to her shock and dismay, America is selected. She goes to 1 to live in a castle with Maxon and the rest of the girls, where she learns and feels more than she ever expected to. One of the things I try to get over as a reader is my pessimism. I'm not very good at not judging a book by its cover or its summary or whatever, and I judged this one harshly and totally unfairly. I love it when a book turns out to be better than I thought it'd be. It's a pleasant surprise. At the start of my reading the selection, I was positive this book was just not gonna do it for me. First of all, the names. Aspen. America Singer. America Singer. Does this sound like a superhero name to anyone else? Well, you had a good run, Katniss and Peeta, but I think we've found ourselves some new winners. Really, most of my doubt came early in the book because I didn't like Aspen. I still don't. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because I'm not buying his endearing qualities. He's not that interesting to me. And maybe that's unfair. I don't know. I just don't like him. Anyway, it didn't take long at all for my opinion on the book to change. The plot swept me away. I curled up on the floor late in the afternoon and did not move until 2 a.m. It's just so compelling. Like The Bachelor, except with weapons and less spray tans. I loved all the details on the female participants of the selection. They just begged for attention. It made even the characters with very few lines seem interesting and important. And the dimension of America's character deepened as the plot went on, so I never once felt detached from her character. Although I was furious with her plenty of times. Yeah, there was a lot of reader-character friction between myself and America. Like, if I could have reached in and wrung her scrawny neck sometimes, I probably would have. But I love her all the same. The selection in general is such an enthralling subject, especially considering the caste system. This is a political point that not a lot of authors emphasize lately. Like, the dystopian world we're more used to reading about lately mostly consists of poverty and has one wealthy near-dictatorial head, like the districts and the capital in the Hunger Games. Much like Veronica Roth's usage of factions in the Divergent series, Kiera Cass's caste system is effective in giving both principal characters and supporting characters a backstory without having to move a fictional spotlight on each of them individually. Really, it's a trend in dystopian-themed novels that is an effective tool for both character and plot development. Almost a sneaky way of describing the fictional world we're reading about without having to go on and on about every little thing for half the book. Which, you know, if your book is plot-driven, is a great thing. I'm not sure how it would work in any other genre, but it definitely works for this one. Although I wasn't much impressed with Aspen's character, nor can I empathize in any capacity for America's reasons for wanting him so badly, I'm sort of hoping he'll pull a Gale Hawthorne and I'll learn to appreciate him later on in the series. Like, I want to find him as important as everybody else does. Right now, I'm just like, Aspen, what are you still doing here? Go away. Here's the door. Shoo shoo. Turning to the other point of the love triangle, I really admired Maxon. Putting America aside from him for the moment, his character is really refreshing. Maxon's innocence, lack of confidence, and frankly, lack of experience in life was surprising. Way different from the character I expected. I was sort of expecting some weird mix between Jacob Black and Dylan from Maximum Ride and Patch from Hush Hush. Much more of a rich, bad kid who can do whatever he wants. So yeah, that was a little bit startling. I really came to love him in the end. Please, fictional gods above, please. Please don't kill him in the end. You kill everyone I love. It's very disappointing. Speaking of the love triangle, I know you guys know what I think about love triangles most of the time. Devices that widen the reading demographic but do diddly squat, if not wholly destroy, a great plot. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of times when love triangles are used for the power of good. You see, they're actually a really efficient mean of character development and adding depth to a plot. I mean, if they're done right. Kiera isn't just throwing this love triangle in our faces. It begins growing from the very beginning of the book. Kiera basically says, yeah, there's going to be two hearts beating for one in this book. Deal with it. This doesn't just spring up like the plot point of a bad soap opera, so don't wave off the love triangle just because it exists. I think this is one of the good ones. I think the reason why I liked the book as a whole so much is because Kiera took all my expectations and went, haha, nope. The plot turned out to be different than I thought, the characters more interesting, and the dystopian theme was captivating rather than superfluous. Quickly became one of my favorite novels of 2012, and oh my gosh, I have no idea what's going to happen next. I mean, the Rebel attacks were so quick and vague. I'm really excited for the plot to expand in that direction. I want to know more about the rebels and the fighting. I kind of wish that the book would have ended with more of a bang and less than a little speech from Aspen. But then, maybe this is Kiera way of keeping us on our toes. Like, rather than blowing us out of our seats and having us lying there panting until the next book comes out, we're still waiting for the explosion. We're still bracing ourselves. We're standing here like, and? It's very frustrating, but like, the good kind of frustrating. Anyway, great book. I loved it. Kiera, you are a talented creature. So subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you were selected, thumbs down if you really want my dress. Give me your dress. And I say no, so you tear off my sleeve. What the heck? Before I go, show of hands. Who else freaking hates Celeste? Burn her with fire.